digital music plugins add deliberate timing errors to make robots sound human. It's called medi-humanization, the art of lying with precision about imperfection. These tools sell artificial realism for mass consumption, turning sterile digital beats into something that feels alive. But this isn't just about aesthetics. It's about control. We crave signs of struggle because they signal depth and soul. The algorithm exploits this by offering us faked fatigue, a tired voice, a slightly offbeat rhythm that we often forget the machine made it. Authenticity. Once a hallmark of personal expression, now exists only in what can be replicated at scale. Filters like faded film grain or film look are algorithmic lies pretending to be analog truth. An aesthetic lie dressed up as nostalgia. We've been sold on the myth that noise and error make something real when, in fact, those signs have become products themselves, curated disarray for mass consumption.
Early computers like ENIAC were groundbreaking, not just for their size and speed, but for introducing...
If you've ever seen a chatbot drop an extra L in hello, it's not random. It's engineered to seem human. Digital interfaces deploy artifacts like lag or static to mimic human limitations, tricking us into perceiving intentionality where there is none. We trust because we assume intent. But what if the system has no need for intent? What if imperfection becomes a feature that can be bought and shipped? This isn't about fake humans anymore. AI. Housing market tools simulate natural language in rental inquiries, using Fox imperfection as proof of human oversight. But when the system we trust is built on manufactured signs of itself, where does the real end and the simulation begin? The line dissolves. We're not just imitating humans anymore. We're training systems to mimic the illusion that they are alive. And in doing so, we can modify authenticity into a product.
And we can make special analyses, such as customer sales, gross margin analyses, and daily labor reports. In fact, we can and do make a daily profit and loss statement.
Each new medium promises to dissolve the boundaries of human expression, only for its flaws to become the next marker of authenticity. Print had ink smudges, film had grain. Digital has compression artifacts. These imperfections weren't accidents. They were byproducts of a system trying to be efficient. But as soon as they fade into history, we go out of our way to reintroduce them. Now a generation of Gen Z influencers wears pixelated filters like badges of honor, and AI can render film grain on command, was once seen as inhuman. Now it is nostalgic for an era we never lived in. We see this most clearly in the design world, where typefaces like Times New Roman or Courier are used to evoke old school legitimacy. But here's what Neil Postman warned us about. When a system becomes so dominant that it defines how we even remember history, its own artifacts begin to dictate authenticity. The computer is not just a tool. It is now the storyteller of our past and future. Just this week, a news segment showed young people at AI workshops trying to perfect the illusion of human, like content. One student proudly demonstrated how an algorithm could add organic flaws, like typos or awkward phrasing, to make chatbots seem more natural. This is no longer about efficiency. It's about emotional resonance. As Roland Barthes warned, language doesn't just carry meaning. It works on us to shape what we think and feel. Now, AI can simulate not only the structure of human mistakes used to be proof of life, not flaws, but fingerprints. But now we algorithmically engineer errors just like we do products, creating a world where being wrong is no longer accidental. It's intentional design. In this simulation economy, imperfection becomes marketable authenticity. A glitched photo filter or a handmade font doesn't reveal a human, it sells one. We're not just faking the look of humanity. We're manufacturing an illusion that reality itself needs to be made visible. What happens when it's too clean to be real? When a machine-generated mistake looks just like the one you or I would make, how do we tell them apart? Neil Postman warned that technopoly doesn't eliminate truth, it disguises it. Our tools no longer reflect us, they simulate us back to ourselves. And in doing so, they make our own humanity feel secondhand.